Finally, the wolf has come back to YouTube. Oh, hello and greetings, my fellow beasts. I have awoken from my slumber to join the football world once again, to sport the proud badge of Everton FC. I see you've been seeing some TheMrArcher videos. Did you enjoy those? Nice, calm, collected, insightful, intelligent talk about transfers and players and stadium details, huh? Did you enjoy that? Yeah, not so much from my end, but I'm here to do the dirty work. I'm here to give you the raw opinion on things that most people probably don't want to talk about. And I'm here to tell you that Everton Football Club is not a government welfare plan. It is not a place where you can contribute absolutely nothing and get fabulously rich from it. Now, I don't mean to come off as mean, but because we do live in a PC world where we should always be concerned about other people's feelings and points of view and be empathetic and sympathetic to people's situations. I, however, am a wolf, and I know no such thing. So today we are going to talk about the Deadwood at Everton. We're going to talk about the players that just aren't good enough to wear the badge, to put on the shirt, to go out in front of 40,000 people at Goodison on the weekend. We're going to talk about players that should never even have been brought into the club in the first place. And we're going to talk about players that just do not put forth the effort or the work rate or show the discipline to be at our club. Ready? Let's go. First of all, let's start with Senor Ramirez, Sandro. Very promising player when he played for Barcelona's B team in the Segunda. Broke into the Barcelona first team, and then went to Malaga. Scored 16 goals in 31 appearances. That's not bad. And for some reason, somehow, people confuse Malaga with Barcelona and Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. And so he went to Everton for a £5 million transfer fee. 4-year deal at £120,000 a week. I will never understand how that happened. It's not the first and he won't be the last person to be overhyped, to not be well scouted, to be brought in on pure stats alone. But looking at his physique, looking at his temperament, looking at his style of play, he was never cut out for the Premier League, and he was never cut out for our beloved club. We all know who to thank for that. Mr. Koeman, Mr. Walsh, you bastards. Anyway, so for us in his first season, he scored 1 goal in 15 appearances. And that was in the Europa League. And then he was shipped off to Sevilla on loan, where he scored a absolutely astronomical, phenomenal number of 0 goals in 18 appearances. And again, he was given a chance to go to Real Sociedad, where he scored 0 goals in 23 games. The question remains is, how do we get such a player off the books? Obviously, he's got 2 years left on his contract. Is he pushing for a move away? Do any teams want him? Or is he happy just to make his fat stack of money at Everton Football Club? We'll see, but we have to see if Marcel is going to work his magic and manage to con somebody into at least taking him. I'd take a loss on him. Obviously, just not good enough. Not going to fit into Marco's plans. Sorry, Sandro. Time to go. Next, Mr. Yannick Bolasie. Mr. Crossover. Mr. Crossover, Mr. Crossover, Mr. Crossover, Mr. Crossover, Mr. Crossover. The problem with players that do lots of crossovers and lots of flicks and lots of attempted dribbles is the fact that they hold up the play. The Premier League is a fast-paced, no-nonsense, hard-hitting league. Bolasie would always hold the ball up. And when you hold the ball up, you inevitably devoid, nullify, disrupt the runs and the overall team shape, because you're standing still dribbling and everybody else has to stand still, so the movement's dead and yada yada yada. And it's just not good enough. Yes, we understand that you had a horrible, horrible injury. You're out for a year. But the stats at the lower league clubs you played for, and the stats at Crystal Palace, and the stats for us just don't add up. You're no longer worthy to wear the badge of Everton, Mr. Bolasie. We understand that you want to fight for your place. We understand that you're on the road to recovery, and it's a long, hard slog. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. But we found your level now, Mr. Bolasie. You went to Aston Villa last season for half a season, and you did well. You then decided to call off your loan deal, come back to us. Every Evertonian shit their pants because they had no idea why you would do that. But then you went off to Anderlecht, and you did reasonably well there. So, Mr. Bolasie, we've established your level. This is where we want to be. This is where we currently probably are. And this is about where you fit in. You're a championship player, sir. I don't even know what the Belgian league's called, but that might be for you. Vincent Kompany's at Anderlecht now. Take Lukaku's advice again and go hang out with Craig Bellamy. Take your 80,000 and get it off our books. Please, thank you. Goodbye. Next. It's the Belgian Cristiano Ronaldo. Kevin Morales. And, ladies and gentlemen, I have to make a confession here. After his first season at Everton, after coming over from Olympiacos, where he played centre forward, but Moyes played him on the wing for us, in his second season, when the Everton jerseys came out, I thought I'd be a really cool guy. I thought I'd be an edgelord. And yes, I got Kevin Morales' number and name on the back of my shirt. Oh, for shame. I know. It's going to be with me always. But Kevin, you're a hit or miss player. You're not the first or the last to be a hit or miss player that plays for us. I'm looking at you, Jerry DeFefu. I'm sorry, Mr. Gerard Deulofeu. Great on his day. Great dribbler. Scored some worldies for us, some great individual goals, some great free kicks. But Mr. Morales, like other players on this list, you are surplus to requirements. We appreciate your efforts, but I think Fiorentina in the Italian League may be for you. You can maybe go back to Olympiacos for the third time. But Goodison Park is no longer your home. So pack your bags and get out. Now this next one, like with Balassi, Mr. McCarthy suffered a serious, almost career-ending injury. Now he's not on that much money a week, we can see, but overall, he's just not going to fit into our team. Yes, he's a workhorse. Yes, he's a well-disciplined player. Yes, he puts everything in for the badge, and he's probably a nice guy to boot. But with Andre Gomez, Morgan Schneiderlin, possibly Ghana Gay staying, and with Tom Davis, there's just no room for you, Mr. McCarthy. And again, the injury was horrible. It's a long way to come back. But that's the thing with injuries. You get injured under one manager, another manager comes in. They don't really get a chance to take a look at you because you're injured. We develop plans and strategies and transfers and game tactics without you. Yes, we were all very emotional. We cried with Rondon when he did at your leg break. But it's time for you to go also, sir. Maybe to the championship, maybe to a promoted team, or maybe some team in Scotland will take you. We wish you all the best. You've been a great servant, a great player. But you have to go. Next, it is the Prince. Mr. Is it Omar or Umar? Umar? Umar Nias. Now, all memes aside, the guy does work hard. We have to give him that. He does have an absolutely fabulous set of teeth on him. Those pearly whites, that beautiful smile. Another player that really enjoys his time at Everton. But then again, I would really enjoy my job if I knew I was getting exorbitantly overpaid for what I'm putting in on a daily basis. Because effort and work rate, they're nice to see. But I like to see the goal bulging a little more. I like to see assists. I like to see our team winning when players play in the team. And sadly, Omar, for all your personal qualities, you were never supposed to come to Everton. You should probably never have played in the Premier League. We saw you at Hull. We've seen you at our club. We've seen you at other teams, at Cardiff. You just don't do the job. Time to go to Turkey. Time to go to Besiktas. Time to go to Galatasaray. Go have some fun. Good night, sweet prince. Cenk Tosun. Now, if there was ever a Sam Allardyce type signing, it was Cenk Tosun. I know he's partial to putting on the fake hair, but I don't know if he's actually partial to drinking pints of gravy and eating 40 pies like Sam is. However, he is a good player. His movement's good, his finishing's good. We've seen him play for Turkey, we've seen him play for Besiktas when he was there. Hopefully you watched him. But he just doesn't fit our system. He needs somebody playing closer to him in like a 4-4-2. We're looking to play a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1. Cenk, you just can't do it. Please, go to Brighton, go to Southampton, go to Stoke, if they'll pay your wages, or go back to Turkey. I mean, we love you. I know you love it here. You've always got a smile on your face. You decked your new kid out in the gear. You just got injured, but you're trying to fight back and make it and have a place in our team. But with Richarlison, with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, with another possible center forward coming in, I just don't think you're going to be here for very much longer. So Marcel needs to get you out the door. It's a sad state of affairs, but we have to be ruthless. We have to be cutthroat. And for all your smiles and work ethic, again, sorry, you've got to go. We wish you all the best. I don't even know who that player is. Who's next to Cenk? Is that Cuco Martina? Oh! Cuckoo! Last time I saw Cuco Martina was a couple of weeks ago, flubbing his lines in the Copa America and making himself like the absolute fool that he has been. How did this man ever become a Premier League player, let alone a player at Everton? Koeman! WTF? Fuck. That's a lot of money. I mean, not compared to the rest, but Jesus. Kuko, I hope we can do something for you. I really do, because, oh man, gives me a headache. Anyways, last but not least, this one is apparently controversial. Apparently people are divided and torn over Ademola Lookman. I'll let you know what I think. Looking on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, forums, people say that Ademola Lookman has not been given a fair shake of the stick. Well, Marco said one thing and then Marco said another. So, Fact of the matter is that this guy got so hyped and got so peak, fam, when he came on and scored that jammy goal when we rolled over Man City a couple of seasons ago, 4-0. Now, we're looking at a B-Tech Adama Traore here, right? Adama Traore, yeah. There's so many Traores, just like there's so many Sissokos and there's so many other players with different last names, But no, this is basically a B-Tech version of Adama Traore. Plays for Wolves, by the way. Super fast player. Played for Middlesbrough. But last season for us, he appeared 24 times. Right? He got 3 starts and 18 substitute appearances in the Premier League. 2 FA Cup appearances, 1 League Cup appearance, for a grand total of 602 minutes. And in that time, he scored 1 goal and set up 2 goals, 2 assists. And for people that say he didn't get a fair shake of the stick, the 19 times he played for us this season, well, for 19 times this season when he played for us, he got more than 15 minutes. And in January, he got 4 consecutive starts, 2 League and 2 FA Cup. Had an average match rating of 6.4. Now, you might look at that 6.4 and say, oh, that's not too bad, Ben. I mean, Archie. But here's the thing. When you watch the lad play, he doesn't seem to care. He doesn't look like he's up for it. And that's saying something, because when you come on with 15 minutes to go, when everybody else has been playing and running around and getting stuck in and working their ass off for 65, 70, 75 minutes, you should come on and look like a ball of fire, like a spark. The brightest player, the quickest player, the sharpest player, because you haven't been playing for the previous part of the game. And yeah, you can come on and do some nice fancy dribbling like you did against Liverpool, and you can show us some other glimmers. But here's the problem. Marco says you don't show up Monday through Friday, son. Marco says that he tries to have you do things and you just don't do them. Theo does them. Richie does them. Bernie does them. Why don't you do them? Yeah, we know you went to the Bundesliga for a season, half a season. Snubbed Derby County and went there. That's the Bundesliga, fam. That's not the Premier League. And sometimes you can just tell by people's body language. Just like players like Pogba. Just like Rabiot. Just like certain other players. When things aren't going their way, they're just, You know what? You're a well-paid player playing a sport that they love. Doing something that they love to do. And if you can't be bothered to show up and put the work in and put the effort in, you've got no excuse to bitch and to moan. So you know what? We don't need you. Hopefully Southampton come in. Hopefully Crystal Palace come in. Hopefully a team comes in for you. You can knock that chip off your shoulder. You can get to playing, but sorry, you're just not what we're looking for. We're moving forward. We're looking up. We're not looking back. And you are back there. And people might not like that. You go call me all the isms you want. Say what you want about me. That's just my opinion. Everyone has theirs. I think he's had enough chances. I think he's had enough opportunities. In the middle of the season, the third of the season, he was the number 1 sub that would come on. He was first in line. Stuff was going well, stuff was going bad. We needed a spark, we needed to change formation. Marco was the one saying, hey, Ada, or mola, 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 or whatever. Come on, I need you to do this, in his ear. Number one substitute, first substitute is a very, very important part of the squad. You're the first one that's looked to when a change needs to be made. And your contribution, and your effort, and your work rate, and your endeavor, and your creativeness were not there to be seen. Simple as that. So you can go too. We wish you all the best. Hope you have a wonderful, stellar career. Maybe you have the potential to win the Ballon d'Or. Maybe you're a 20-goal season goal scorer. We don't see it, and we're not going to see it. Because we're going to bring in somebody like Bertrand Traore, if we're going to bring in Malcolm, if we're going to bring in Neres, you're going to start slipping down the pecking order. And then you're going to cry and bitch and moan and throw a thrombo more than anybody else. So it's your time to go. I am Archie the Wolf. This has been Everton's version of Deadwood FC. If you agree, if you disagree, if you don't like me, if you do like me. If you notice, I've got one sub in the past day. Who's going to be 609? When I crawl out of my cave tomorrow, I really expect that to be at 609. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your patience. And it's wonderful to be back.